What's up, everybody? It's the Alex Leak and Friends NFL podcast back for another week. I'm your host, Alex Leak. I'm the Bears fan. We got Bret. He's the Lions fan. What's up, Bret?
First of all, boo.
And
What's up, man?
this is the Lions 2020 season preview. So,
Yes, it is.
good one to tune in on. We're going to have a little NFC North rivalry added to it. Let's get into this first of all. Last year, so coming off a rough year, 3-12-1 last year, fourth place in the NFC North, got out to a 2-0-1 start, but would lose star quarterback Matthew Stafford in Week 9, the broken bone in his back for the rest of the season. Then you throw in the backups, but backup quarterbacks Jeff Driscoll and David Blau struggled in replacement. After last year losing Stafford Week 9, the Lions go and get Chase Daniel as a backup from Chicago. Are you happy with that move? And do you think that backup quarterback needs to be more of a priority if, you lose your quarterback and then the season goes down the drain? Are you more concerned about that now going forward?
I really don't want to be because I want to think that Stafford can, stay healthy for the remainder of his career. But
Yeah.
so it would have been nice if this would have been the move. Obviously, it wouldn't have been Chase Daniel, but somebody, years ago.
Marcus Mariota would be a perfect backup that.
Yeah, and I don't think that having Daniel there is necessarily a bad thing.
Mm-hmm.
As far as like people think like, oh, it's something like, oh, Stafford's injury prone. That's the thought. So, having him in there, people become questionable about the fact that they brought him in,
Mm-hmm.
and it's not the case of like, oh, there's something that we don't know, but about his health, or is he leaving? Whatever the talk was.
No, I'm fully on board. I think that you should have a good backup. You never know. Any player in the National Football League can get taken out on a single play. Like you could be the most durable player and have something happen and be out for the year. And based on the last couple of years that I've seen Chase Daniel, he's had to come in for Trubisky a couple times, and he's done well. He's played well enough to get a win both years. So I think that's a good move for you guys to have a reliable backup, a veteran that can step in if need be. You were talking about, long term, you hope to have Stafford healthy going forward. I remember early in his career, the narrative was he's injury prone. I remember, people say, oh, like, I believe it was even a former teammate said something referencing like China doll to Stafford early in his career. But since then, he's been very healthy and stayed on the field. But a quote from Troy Aikman on what ended his career was back injuries. He said famously, I didn't retire from the NFL because of concussion issues. I retired due to back problems. So it is something to keep an eye on down the road for Stafford.
Yeah, you would think that he has a solid 5, couple plus years more after that.
How old is he? 31?
30,
Something like that?
30.
30?
I think it was, yeah.
I believe it.
For me. But yeah, he's still, last year before he got hurt, he halfway through the season had, MVP like numbers with 2,500 yards.
Yeah, he was killing it last year.
19 touchdowns, like 5 picks halfway through. So, on the verge of 5,000 yards, 40 touchdowns, 10 picks for the season. So that's the kind of play that you want from your quarterback that you're paying a lot of money.
He is 32. I just looked it up.
32. Okay. So.
But you look at, Aaron Rodgers is 36, still playing at a high level. You look at Brady and Breeze playing into their 40s. Ideally, you should get at least 5 more, 6 more, if not 8 more years out of them, you would think.
Yeah, and that's the thing, like, why I'm so, I'm kind of confused at why people don't want to keep him around. People want to move on. They think that as Lions fans, the fan base, some portion of it feels that it's Stafford that we need to move on from. And
Well, I can understand that in this regard. They look at wins and losses and they're not happy. And it is what it is. But Stafford, especially the last couple of years, has proven he's done pretty damn well when on the field. And you can't put it all on the quarterback when there's issues above his head that he can't fix all the holes, and he can only do offense. And the defense has been a little bit of an issue in the past. There's a lot of holes in Detroit that need to be fixed that Stafford can't plug all of them.
Yeah, I mean, when you go 5 years with a 100-yard rusher in a season, or in the game, it's difficult, to get past the fact that everybody knows that you're going to pass the ball on a majority of your possessions, especially if the defense, who ranked in the bottom half as far as ranking defensively goes, for like I think it was all but 2 years in the last 8 years. So it's difficult when you're last in several key categories.
To overcome all that.
And not a lot of people, see that or think about that. But, I think if Stafford can stay healthy, the Lions have brought other pieces in defensively to have some kind of identity there. Offensively now, we've got weapons. We've got tight end that never really was a part of in the repertoire, I would say, of Stafford.
Do you expect a big step forward from T.J. Hockenson in year 2?
I mean, I didn't, I thought in year 2 or 3, like, he would play like he did last year, like the first game.
Yeah. You could tell right away he could ball.
Yeah, and he felt comfortable, and you could tell that the offense felt comfortable. And Stafford, is knowing that he has places to go with the ball now.
Yeah.
As to where the defenses know exactly. Like there's been times where D-backs have said that they knew routes that and new formations that the Lions were in because nothing changed or that there was nothing else really that the Lions could do. They can't run the ball. Stafford, if he scrambles, he's just going to have to throw deep, and there's no Calvin there now. So, now that they have, pieces that they've brought in to be able to spread it out, especially with Swift, that helps out a lot with him and Johnson. They could do all kinds of things there. And I don't know, Galladay, you got out there.
With an arm like that, with a talent like that at quarterback, you need to be able to have multiple options, be able to spread the ball around. And you look at what they're trying to build, and it's like it seems to be the Patriot way throughout the entire team. You bring in T.J. Hockenson, and what they call him, like mini Gronk, and he shows his skill set right off the bat. If he can stay healthy, he's a beast. Every quarterback needs that safety blanket, that go-to check down target. Another guy that's really going to help that check down safety blanket target is running back DeAndre Swift that you guys drafted in the second round. Solid hands, good pass catching running back, but also a good running back. He's going to be a solid, along with Kerryon Johnson, getting him back healthy. Looking at who you guys added, you brought in tackle Vaitai from the Eagles. I'm not even going to try to say his first name. Then you look at the Patriot way, bringing in linebacker Jamie Collins from New England, trading for safety Deron Harmon from the Patriots, bringing in defensive tackle Danny Shelton from the Patriots. How do you feel so far about the influx of former Patriot players into Detroit and how they're slowly changing the identity and the mindset in Detroit, trying to bring in that winning formula?
Well, if they're going to be bringing in another team's formula, they better do it just as they do. So
it'd be nice to have Belichick with that.
Right. And maybe, yeah. it is kind of weird that they are bringing in, so many Patriots, like with the fact that Patricia, has the past with New England. So,
Him and the GM, Bob Quinn, both Patriot guys.
well, right, yeah. So,
Yeah.
yeah, that's the thing. Like, I don't know if it's something that I want to believe is happening and not being, successful with, or is it just something that, you see there's a reason that the Patriots still, did the things that they did in free agency and, had the players that they have even without Quinn. So he sees the same things, even
Yeah.
if they're getting rid of them. The Patriots kind of just, you don't last long all the time. Whatever they need you for, they need you for, and then,
Then
they
you're
make
gone.
then
Yeah.
you're gone. So other teams see that those players as useful in those positions, and it's not like that system. So I don't want the system to be like that, rotating. No, I want some kind of consistency there.
It's nice to have consistency. Like, you buy a jersey of a player and you want to be able to still be rocking that the next year,
Right.
So
Let alone just a couple years. I mean,
yeah, yeah. But I mean, pretty much the NFL is getting to be a win at all costs. Do what you got to do to win, and so you're seeing players bouncing around more than ever. Now, you guys also brought in a few former Bears, defensive tackle Nick Williams. We already mentioned quarterback Chase Daniel. Nick Williams, that's a good addition to the D line. To go with Desmond or Danny Shelton. You guys also bring in linebacker Reggie Ragland. Safety Jaron Curse from the Vikings, but I don't know if you saw he's suspended the first 3 games of the year from an incident back in 2019. But the Lions knew about that before they signed him. So now I like Jaron Curse. Once that suspension's over and he gets on the field, he should be a vital part of that defense.
Yeah, I mean that's gonna help out tremendously to have him back there, especially
Yeah.
that he knows, all the other teams.
Yeah.
In the division. So that's something that is even his presence now probably is very valuable in certain aspects for the Lions because he saw a lot, in a different way that than the Lions organization has. So
Yeah.
it's a pretty key
I'll
advantage.
give I'll give you credit for your linebacking core. I actually like it pretty well. Looking at Jamie Collins, I like Christian Jones, a former Bear, Jared Davis, and you got Jelani Tavai, who you guys drafted last year. What was your thought of Tavai in his first year in Detroit?
I mean, he did. He came in and he played. He ended up starting. Like he ended up playing that role there as a rookie that you want to see when somebody has to come in and step up.
Yeah.
Now that you don't always get that kind of feel or that kind of play from somebody, it's like he had been. Not only did he not just get thrown into that position, but like that he's been there and comfortable for a while. Yeah, he's made some mistakes there. The communication and the fact that there's a lot of new faces.
Yeah.
That's going to happen, but
It's nice to see a rookie step up like that. Be
right.
ready to go, yeah.
Trying to be a leader and be able to be there, with Davis and they got Collins in there. So
I always liked that pick. I thought he was a good fit.
yeah, it's hopefully now that our linebacking core has been hurt, it's been probably the weakest part, just because of that over the last couple of years. So if we can get that middle part of the defense going a little bit, maybe that can help keep our offense on the field a little more.
Speaking of linebackers and edge pass rush, you got the Aquaro brothers there now. You had Romeo, and now you got Julian from Notre Dame. How do you feel about the Aquaro brothers? That could be a pretty good combination.
Yeah, obviously there's some chemistry there over time.
Yeah.
So if you have
That's got to be awesome to be brothers playing on the same team in the NFL.
Right. I mean, it doesn't just the fact that you could even play in the same league as your sibling, let alone the same team, and
yeah,
football. So it's something that they could have an advantage with the chemistry if they're playing together more so. The but they're again, it's going to be something that the Lions have an advantage for that they need to make sure that they capitalize on. So
Absolutely.
yeah,
Now, Jeff Okuda, were you happy? There was a lot of talk about the Lions potentially trading out of the third pick, going back and, still getting Okuda or getting, what was that, Simmons? What was your thoughts when you guys stayed at 3 and took Jeff Okuda, pretty much the Darius Slay replacement, and he seems to have a really high ceiling?
I thought that we could trade back with Miami and get some.
Mm-hmm.
I think that was maybe the talk a little bit, but at the same time, the worth of going back and having something else happen, and then now you don't get that piece in Okuda that you wanted.
Yeah.
Could potentially change the whole dynamic of what you have going on here. So even though we got Trufant, and that's but we need having both of them together.
Yeah.
To be able to help him.
Yeah.
Even though it seems like he was well above most players in college, but this is NFL, so hopefully he picks up right where the hype is and is able to show everybody that he is what the hype is.
Yeah, they say it's a passing league, and you got to be able to pass the ball and stop the pass. So getting a guy like Okuda seems like from an outsider looking in, from a Bears fan, a rival, looking at what Detroit's been doing throughout my time watching football, it's always seemed like the Detroit move right there would have been to trade back and miss out on Okuda in some way or the other. So I think this is a sign of good things, of changed mentality, staying at 3, taking the best corner available with a star potential. I mean, I've even said he's got a little bit of Revis in him. So if he's anything close to that, that's a home run pick. And in my opinion, I don't like trading back, especially when there's home run picks available. And I think Okuda is the closest thing to a home run pick in the draft, so along with Chase Young and Joe Burrow, Jeff Okuda was the right pick, I believe, and I think that's really good for the Lions going forward. I'm not looking forward to Mitch Trubisky and Nick Foles trying to throw it downfield on Okuda. I'll tell you that.
Hey, you got all over the place. You gotta watch out for it. There's no black on back there.
You got Okuda, you got Jair Alexander in the same division. I don't like these star corners trying to throw it on them.
No, I mean, the Vikings got rid of a few, so.
Vikings, we got to take advantage of the Vikings this year. We got to gang up on them.
They don't have any corners now.
Now, losses. You guys lost Graham Glasgow, the starting guard. I've had some people, Lions fans on Facebook, saying they're going to regret that decision, that they really like Graham Glasgow. What do you think on losing him?
Yeah, he was versatile for us on the offensive line.
Yeah.
Being able to shift and go around when injuries occurred, that's a nice piece to have. And plus, he knew the organization. He's been there, so he's a piece that you have on your offense and in your system that really can help benefit the entire side of the ball there, because he just knows what anything that anybody would need, he's right there to know. So he picks up the slack, and now I don't know how it's going to be. Hopefully the Lions offensive line can stay healthy, because it's been an issue.
Yeah, and they did draft guard Jonah Jackson out of Ohio State in the 3rd round. So hopefully he's a guy you can plug in there to replace him. You also, no more Jeff Driscoll, which I don't know about you, but anytime you lose Jeff Driscoll, I don't consider that much of a loss. He stepped in and did okay for you guys last year, but I've watched Jeff Driscoll going back to college and never was a fan of his game.
I mean, I don't know. He came into the spotlight.
He did all right, but
wasn't that Blau was on Thanksgiving.
Blau was the undrafted rookie on Thanksgiving, and I remember watching that game going, if we lose this, I'm going to lose my mind.
Yeah, no, and you almost somehow the
um,
Lions almost pulled off a Thanksgiving miracle. Third string quarterback that everybody had to look up who he was 5 minutes before the game.
yep.
How did
You got no more J.D. McKissick, but DeAndre Swift should be able to, step in and be a lot better of a piece there. Lost two defensive tackles, Ashawn Robinson and Damon Snacks Harrison. That's going to hurt the inside of the D line a little bit. You did bring in Nick Williams and Danny Shelton. How do you feel about losing Snacks and Ashawn?
this? I mean, that's like four bodies right there on the offensive
Yeah.
line. So,
I like Damon Snacks. Did you see a fall off in his play at all? He's still a free agent.
yeah, no. I mean, I don't know what. I don't think that he necessarily, after the first year, wanted to be there.
Yeah, he's had some comments on Twitter too. Yeah.
Yeah, I've seen that. So I don't know if that has anything to do with it or no. I mean, he's been in the top five as run stoppers for the last, as far as
Yeah. Yeah, like what he does isn't like super sexy, so it's easy to be like he's washed, but he's not a pass rusher. He's just a big body run stopper. So
yeah, and like when you see that, like how many teams run on where when he's in the play, like he's the number one that it
or
doesn't
run away from him. Yeah.
like you can't. He's huge, so I mean, there's a reason that they call him he inhales everything.
Yeah, but the Bears having Eddie Goldman opt out, I've been like, hey, let's take a look at Damon Snacks. I mean, it's a big body.
He's I wish the Lions still had him. He was
Yeah.
great. Like he's a great guy. He seems like on Twitter, like just as a person. So like doing with his little snack tournament thing. I don't know if you saw that.
Yeah.
That was funny.
Yeah. He's a great Twitter follow. I'll say that.
He is for sure, and he's somebody that I don't want to see as the Lions running back.
Yeah. Now you guys brought in wide receiver Geronimo Allison from Green Bay. We're looking forward to seeing what he could do, but now he's opted out for the 2020 season because of COVID concerns. How do you feel about players specifically on your team opting out for the season? You respect it? I mean, it sucks either way.
It sucks, yeah. That we're the fact that they have to make this choice to begin with is even here, but
Yeah.
that's life. And if they want to, people have a lot of reasons as to why they want to do those things or do whatever they want to do. And if they feel, football, yeah, sports, we love them, we love playing them, but at the same time, we all have families at home. So, that's the most important thing. And
Yeah, you have to respect it. Yeah.
some people are in certain, other positions, with family that may be more prone, that may be more at risk, and they just feel like it's just best that they don't. But, I mean, it sucks. I just hope that it doesn't become an issue
Like to the max, too many people opting out.
And it causes, because that just causes disruptions and all kinds of things.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll see what it does, but tough to see some of the players opting out, but you have to respect it. Going to corner Darius Slay, who you guys traded to Philly. I mean, he's been a long time staple of that defense, shutdown corner over there, one of the best corner ratings in the game, but fell out of favor with Detroit coaching staff to end the year last year. And this whole offseason, after being moved on, Slay's had stuff to say. Taking shots at the coaching staff at Matt Patricia. Most recently, he said, quote, "In Philly, the players are treated like grown men and can be themselves. They let you do that here," end quote. Are you worried at all, looking at Matt Patricia and his coaching staff, about being a disconnect between the way him bringing like sort of a Bill Belichickian, no nonsense, this is the way we play, this is the way we conduct ourselves into the locker room, maybe a disconnect being there with these players?
Yeah, yeah, I do see some kind of, you know, whether it's a disconnection with how they go about things in the locker room or on the field or in interactions,
Yeah.
uh, or if it's just something to where both feel that they're, you know, at a position that they don't need to be, you know, going. They don't need to be engaging in something like this. You know, once you get that feeling, and I know how it can, you know, like you said with the Belichick thing,
Yeah.
that's not how you're not Bill Belichick.
Yeah. You
So
can
like,
do that kind of stuff, but you got to be winning to be able to do it.
right, and you need to,
Yeah.
yeah. So yeah, we don't know exactly, you know, everything that happened. We get, you know, we have an idea.
We get little bits and pieces. Yeah.
You know, I realize. I mean, Slay's a great, you know, he's a great player. He's a great athlete. Amazing corner. You know, love having him here. But once you get to that level where you know that you're up there, and certain, uh, you know, certain players, certain positions, just certain times, like you feel like maybe something that's occurring now or something that occurred in the past that you were okay with is something that you don't feel
No,
should be
no
happening.
longer acceptable. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Now, as a Lions fan, we've seen Quandre Diggs get shipped out, Darius Slay get shipped out, two fan favorites. What's your takes on them now? Do you still root for Diggs and Slay when they're not playing against your team?
Yeah, I don't want to see. You know, they were fun to have around
Mm-hmm.
on this part, just in general. Um, Being a fan of the Lions, it
Yeah.
sucks that Diggs. You know, Diggs was such a, you know, a hard hitter back there. Like I don't
Yeah.
want to see that happening to, you know, anybody, let alone, you know, our receivers. And
Yeah.
Slay is
Yeah.
a stud, so
As-
it's you know, hard to not want them to succeed, but at the same time, it's nice, you know, like all right, if you had issues, I don't know the whole situation, but you know, best of luck to you, I should say.
yeah. Um, Yeah, I mean, as a Bears fan, I love to see it, and this is, you know, it's coming from a selfish place, but like when you see Aaron Rodgers having beef with his management, you know, and they're looking to replace him, and you see Slay and Diggs, two of the better secondary players in the division, getting run out. Stephon Diggs, unhappy in Minnesota, getting run out. As a Bears fan, it brings joy to my heart. So I love the players, but I love to see them leaving the division. So.
Yeah, I mean, you know, we can't all be dealing with the same issue for back-to-back years here.
Absolutely. um,
I mean, I don't know. We'll see. There's a lot of changes within the division, and a lot of drama. Well, I
yeah,
mean, yeah. I guess the fans in Chicago, I know how they feel, so that's where that part comes from. So everybody in the division has their their one thing that they can point out that, you know, is an issue.
I know you can't wait for week one for Mitch to throw his first incomplete pass and just hear the rain of boos that comes out from that stadium. But
I mean, it's going to be hilarious because it's going to be 6 points the other way. So,
hey, Trubisky, ride or die, dude. Trubisky's the guy.
oh man, if
but
he doesn't, he throws a pick, his first pick pass of the season, then
no, it's at Detroit. He's throwing touchdowns week one. You know it's gonna
yeah, we'll see about that. Good play.
Yeah, we'll see. I see. This is like I'm so happy though. We're going through a pandemic, but we got something to look forward to. Week one, our two teams dueling it out. That's all we can look forward to, and you know, stay optimistic about.
Yeah, hopefully, you know, with the news today about the Big Ten, it's getting really there. You know, I know that there's money issues like the MAC last week. Once that happened, it was, you know, they were the first D1 conference to call it quits, and then now the Big Ten here. So
They're,
it's
I mean, they're pushing back. They're trying to still hold out hope that the Big Ten can happen. The players are really pushing back, saying, "Let us decide." You know.
yeah,
So you know, Jim Harbaugh spoke out saying he wants to
I saw.
play. So we'll see what happens. I'm rooting for football. But all I can say is thank God that the NFL leadership is much more organized and much better than the NCAA. And rarely do we compliment the NFL on its leadership, but in this case, it's absolutely true. They've done a good job.
Yeah, and I mean they do have the finances more so to do different things.
Well, I just wish.
But the NCAA still doesn't take the initiative to.
I wish it was like together instead of these like conferences being split on decisions and trying to do it all on their own. I wish everyone would come together and it's too like you got Pac-12 leadership is a joke, right? And then you got the Big Ten and the SEC is like, oh, we're playing. The SEC is still holding out hope to like we'll be the only conference going this fall, And I wish that the Big Ten and everyone would come together on that, but.
Yeah, that would, that with everybody canceling and, picking up different, why not just have one huge, all right, know it's hard to you can't sit there and know what other schools are doing if they're following guidelines.
Yeah.
I mean, you have to hope, like you have to give it a shot. And yeah, like you said, it was just individual decisions that, led to play. And now it's hurting a lot of, a lot of college athletes and a lot of people obviously around the world as fans.
Yeah, a lot of, universities are going to lose a lot of money during this. But let's get back to the Lions here. So players to watch in 2020, I mean, obviously Jeff Okudah taking over the Darius Slay replacement. I mean, you got Desmond Trufant, but in my opinion, if Okudah's as good as we all think, I think he should be starting, corner one on an island pretty much. Put him on the best defender. Have Trufant get the receiver. Have Trufant get the second best, and that's a recipe for success if Okudah comes in day one and is shutting shit down.
Yeah, if that's the case, just don't want it to be an issue there with Trufant if the fact that Okudah has to earn it first.
Yeah,
has earned that. So,
I guess I don't have Trufant as high in regard in my mind. When I watch the tape, I got Okudah so well, but we'll see how that dynamic works out. Trufant's a veteran, been in the league for a while, so we'll see. Either way, Okudah is a player to watch not only this year but for years to come. Running back DeAndre Swift can be a very dynamic weapon in that backfield for Detroit. Rookie wide receiver Quintez Cephas that you guys got, I believe, in the 5th round out of Wisconsin's a nice piece. And the continued development of TJ Hawkinson. A lot of young pieces on that offense that could be fixtures for years to come there.
Yeah, it's some that hopefully Stafford is hungry with and be able to take advantage of, the fresh legs, the new kids out there on the block, I guess you would say.
Yeah.
One thing is no hurdling.
From TJ? Yeah. And that hurdle was crazy for his size, man.
I mean, it was that was scary the way he landed. So
yeah.
It was a great move. I mean, don't get me wrong, like it looked awesome.
It's funny to see those 6'5" tight ends trying to hurdle people out there.
Right, and then you don't see him for 3 more games.
Yeah. Now, so let's go to predictions. So you're going to disagree with me. So I'm going to be a typical Bears fan here. I'm going to say 7-9 for the Lions with a 6-9 win range. With 9 being the ceiling, I could see them getting things going, finish 9-7, maybe possibly sneak into the playoffs as that 7 seed now, which sounds weird to me, but you can get in as a 7 seed now. 9-7 would be a successful year for Patricia, who is 9-22-1 for 2 seasons in Detroit. So do you see the pressure? Do you believe there's pressure on Patricia to finish with a winning season this year or else? Or are you thinking more of the patient approach with Patricia? And what do you think the prediction is, your prediction for the Lions finishing this year?
I think Patricia has to get into the playoffs. I mean, winning. I mean, it's year 3 now. You want to have that Patriot mindset, New England mindset, then show.
You got to start seeing the results, yeah.
And then if they want to, if they want to show that they're doing the right things, by bringing him in, and he's allowing the defense to be formed that way, and then they're drafting. The way the Patriot system forms is free agency wise there defensively, and they brought in, a few weapons offensively in the draft the last couple of years. So
Yeah.
I don't know. It's the hope is that now with everybody healthy, the way that Stafford was playing before he got hurt, without the drama there now, anybody on the any side of the ball, whatever you want to say, whether it was players or coaches, now it's not there anymore. So it's time for them to realize there's no excuses for not being able to do so, especially with the issues that the Packers are going to be having, like you said, with Aaron Rodgers and the quarterback, the draft.
Now's the year to take advantage.
The Vikings defensively are just depleted.
Yeah.
And the Bears are never.
Bears got offensive questions. Yeah.
We'll see what happens, and I don't know if the Lions are going to do it. This is the year. I think if we play, and of course it'll be the one year that they're looking actually like they have depth. They're filled where they want to be, and we won't even get to play.
For you and for Lions fans, does it feel? I mean, last year you had Stafford having one of his best career years, top 5 in the league pretty much before he got hurt, really slinging the ball over the field, and then gets hurt, and there goes the season. Does it feel sometimes like the Lions are just cursed? Like every year something seems to go wrong?
I mean, I don't know. You tell me.
I mean, for a while I felt like the Cubs were, and the Billy Goat curse. I mean, sometimes it feels that way when it's been that long.
But I mean, how many teams have trailed for 0 seconds and are 0-2?
Man, that Monday night game.
13-3 caliber. I'm sorry, you got some man. You're lucky to be even 9-7.
Yeah,
it should have been 2 losses, and that's why the line. They played the Chiefs. They should have beat the Chiefs. The on the 1 yard line that Breland returned.
Yeah.
When's the last time that's happened?
Yeah.
And they lost by a field goal. So I see that they have it there. The potential is there.
Yeah.
With the way Stafford played before he got hurt. So we'll see what happens, I guess. Again, but we say that every year, and then the Lions come out and, then they become the Lions. So hopefully that's not the narrative this season, and we'll be in the playoffs, and Patricia will be here the following year. We won't have any worry about whether it was an issue or concern locker room wise, players, coaches, whatever. Just win the division for the first time since I've been alive, please.
Yeah, it sounds like we're on the same page. Like, this is the year. Enough of the building, enough of the he's a new head coach, this is the year to break through and show that you're building in the right way. Let's get a prediction for you. What's the record and what's the win range?
I mean, I have to say that they're gonna win some more of those games that they, kind of, what I'm talking about. So either way, the law of averages says that the Lions now have to at least have a double-digit win.
All right.
But really, realistically, it could be anywhere from a 5 to 13 win season, and
you're like, who knows, man?
You never know. I mean, maybe the 13 is a little high, but again, if they can get on a roll and they're able to have all these pieces that are put together and stay healthy, I don't see why not. But then, I'm just trying to be optimistic.
If you look back, let's say Stafford's career is over with. He plays until he's 38, 39, and he's done. Is Stafford good enough to bring this team to a Super Bowl? he's a franchise quarterback, right? They say in this league, you got to have a franchise quarterback that's talented enough to win the whole thing. Bears haven't had a franchise quarterback, maybe Jay Cutler, but he was borderline since forever. So if you look back and the Lions don't win the NFC, don't make a trip to the Super Bowl, or, are you going to consider Stafford's career wasted by the organization? Or what's your thought on that? I mean, Stafford's a pretty good talent.
Yeah, with the history of the Lions and Barry Sanders and Johnson, like you have to think
Yeah.
if they don't do something with him, then a lot of people think that he could have won already somewhere else, maybe several times. I don't know. I think that he has some potential to do so, but it's nice when you have a consistent defense who's not in the bottom 5 of any category that you don't want to be in the bottom 5 of for several years to come.
Yeah.
Especially rushing. It was a lot on him. Now he's got some relief and able to pick. The defense is poison there. So
Now he seems to have like 2 running backs. He's got some decent receivers. He's got some, the defense is starting to play better. So
yeah, it's we'll see if now the questions that everybody's been asking it's here. So
yep. So week 1's coming fast. Who's gonna be 1-0? Is it gonna be my Bears or is it gonna be your Lions after week 1?
No, man, you know what it is.
All right. Thanks, guys, for tuning in. Don't forget to like, subscribe, leave a comment. Tell us where we're wrong. Tell us where we're right, preferably. Thanks, Bret. Good shit as always. Good to get some insight on the Lions. And don't forget to subscribe, do all that shit. Thanks for tuning in. Peace out, guys.